Okay, so when I was a little girl, around the age of 5, 6, I want to say, I would just be like, I would be coloring in the like kitchen, bedroom, table, and my mom would come by and she would take the crayon or the pencil, mainly crayon because I would color around that age. That's all you do for homework. And she would take the crayon out of my left hand and put it into my right hand, and then I would throw like a fit because that's what kids do at that age. And my dad would come in to see what all the fuss was about, and my mom would tell him like, oh, she needs to be writing with the right hand, not with her left, because we live in a right-handed world. And my dad's like, don't do that to her. Like, being left-handed is special and it's kind of like rare. So what I have today for my cultural artifact is a lefty notebook. That looks weird, right? So basically, it's like a right-handed notebook, except for the spiral down is like on the right-handed side. So when you open it, it goes from right to left as opposed from left to right. But what's cool about it is in the pages, when you tear it out, it's identical from when you use a regular notebook. So I think it's really important that when have a better understanding of the left-handed culture, because it's not usually a common topic as opposed to different topics. And I feel I can identify with this culture because I am left-handed. So with that being said, I just want to give you some general information about left-handedness culture and more about like products for left-handed people. So from a book I read, it's A Left-Handed History of the World by Ed Wright. He said only about 10% of the population is left-handed. So with that being said, it's about 1 to every 10 person is left-handed. Another thing too is it's not really sure of why people are left or right-handed. It's more of just like a preference thing, although it is linked to having to being linked to genetics, but there isn't any proof as to why that is. So in theory, there's just like you could be left or right-handed. It doesn't really matter. And another thing was, being left-handed, you correspond with your right hemisphere of the brain. So that's usually linked to creativeness, emotional expression. You see the bigger picture as opposed to right-handers, which is opposite. They're logical thinkers. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, too, I read on an online article, 2,500 left-handed people die annually from using a right-handed products. So the most popular product that people die from is using a power saw, because how you place your hands is actually opposite of how a right-handed person is to place their hands, which is weird. Other products that we also struggle with is writing on desk. So in college, I'm having the hardest time writing because everything's on your right-hand side because of freaking armrest. Such a struggle. And computers too, using the mouse, everything's on the right-handed side, so it makes it really difficult. Okay, so now I want to talk about like how I have a connection with the culture, because I'm left-handed. Like, I didn't always want to associate myself being left-handed, just because at that age, when I was 5 and 6, when I was telling you guys about the story, I didn't. I wanted my mom to think me normal because she was superstitious and she thought left-handedness was associated with like the devil, because there was like if you read stories and legends about being left-handed, it's bad. And also too, my dad, he got me this notebook, and he says it's kind of symbolic to like left-handed people, because you don't normally go into the store and you see notebooks for left-handed people. You usually see right-handed notebooks for normal people, I guess you would say. Another thing too I want to point out is so another thing too I just want to add to that is just I want you guys to have a better understanding of what the left-handed culture is all about, and I hope you guys enjoyed that.